Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token. And we're going to get straight into it, folks. Hex.com. Let's go. And of course, day 781, hot off the press, 21st of January 2022. And the price is down 16.3%, 17.743. And of course, the market is down. Hex has followed itself down a little bit there. Let us check out the ROI, 3,143. That is compared to the 5th of January 2020, the all-time low price. That excludes staking, of course. And a payout per T-share, 6.053. So if you're staked, you are just riding it through the prices, folks, because you're getting a really, really great payout. Let's have a look at the share price, $3,637. So much cheaper to get it today. Another T-share. Wow, wow, wow. So if you're after DCAing in T-shares, today is the day to get it. T-share rate 20,496 and a dot day on there, so 0, and but almost at 2,500, so we're not far away. The average stake net 6.11 years, very, very cool. Annual percentage yield rate, interest and early in-stake penalties 38.81%. Now, if we compare that to US inflation, around about 7% at the moment, that's a very good offset, so very, very cool. Liquidity in the pool, 149 million Hex in there. Obviously, we're following the price down with that 16% move down. And of course, liquidity in the pool, 37.6 million US dollars. And that was bumped up yesterday, if you recall, by $24 million of USDC added to the pool. Very, very nice timing. Liquidity in the pool, 1,560 ETH there. And that's only down by about 18, or no, is it 22? Down by 22. Let's look at the valuations, folks. 10.7 billion locked, 102.49 billion is the market cap. That's down about 20 billion from yesterday. And the T-share market cap is 38.5 billion, with the T-shares up 7,604. So people are staking, taking advantage of some of this, as I guess, as well. This will be mostly Hex OGs, people restaking there. T-share stakes 10,586,000 T-shares. Oh, having a bit of trouble with my billions and millions there. Total supply 638 billion, and the minted is still relatively low again, 13 million. So a couple of relatively low days in here on minted inflation. Circulating supply 577.6 billion, and that is up 23 million. Not too bad. Stake supply 60.3 billion, and it's down 10.4 million. All right, let's have a look at the GA numbers. Still sitting over $1 billion. Most of that is the Origin account, about 80%. Stake percentage 9.45%, so still relatively low compared to previous highs. And we were up at about 9.8, that sort of thing. The payout to stakers is 84 million today. That's all deferred inflation into the future. Only comes out once matured stakes happen. And of course, we know that 6.11 years is the average staking period. Penalties 1,142,000. So a little bit of penalties, maybe related to the market or maybe even the sacrifice. So not too bad though, not too bad at all. So not that high. Total holders 412,405. 301 up 301, down from the previous days. Interesting. Probably reflecting market conditions. Current stakers 76,000 up 90. Yeah, definitely looks like a market impact here, impacting this. Total stakers 96,803 up at 111, and current holders up 133 to 277,594. So that's the results for today, folks. It's day 781. Let's jump over to the nomics.com. Have a quick look at this. We can see that Bitcoin is down to 36,300, broke the 40, and it's really fallen quite a bit, 11% in the last day on that one. And of course, Ethereum at 2,566, broke the 3,000, and really did fall pretty hard after that, 15%. So very, very interesting stuff. Binance down to 384, down 13%. And Cardano to $1.12, down 11%. Solana to 110, down 13%. XRP down 13% there to 63. And Ethereum down 20%, down to $64. And Hex, obviously rounding number 10 there, down 15% to 17.8 at the moment. So those are the big numbers there, folks. Let's jump over to the Hex real-time price. We can see we're at about 17.7 cents. It's still holding up really reasonably well. We did break the support line there This is the battleground support line at 18.6 cents. We did break that, and of course here we are now. The next, of course, support on the chart shows up at around about 16 cents. So we've still got a little way to go to that. Of course, if we take the support range here through the bottoms here, we've got on the linear chart, that is, we've got this triangle going in there still. So we'll see how we play around in there and bounce around in there. Obviously, PulseX Sac ends the 25th of Feb. And then, of course, we've got a range here for the earliest time for Pulse Chain launch from 1 to 3 weeks later. That means they'll wait 1 to 3 weeks. And, you know, that's just lining things up, assuming that the AMM bot runs is successful through here and there's no other issues. And distribution files, just give me a bit of time for distribution files, and also the block height. We could see somewhere maybe earliest is 5th of March through to the 17th. That'd be 1 to 3 weeks after the close of PulseX. So 3 weeks would give a pretty generous time. We'll see how we go with that. All right, so very, very cool. Let's jump over to liquidity and T-shares. T-share now $3,600 at 17.6 cents. And liquidity is, you got 45.7% sitting in USD, and of course 39.6% in version 2. So very, very cool. That means we're, you know, what about probably about 86% in USD. And you know, it's Hart's law, right? Hart law got the prediction in the USD, but that doesn't stop people being fearful and selling down some bags. And so probably what we're seeing in the X price, just the market reacting to that market sentiment, even though it is in US dollars. So you would think that that offers some security, and I think it probably does offer some to agree, but it's certainly being interesting tested there. Let's have a look at the it's got the Ethereum price here. I'm not sure what's happened, so it looks like it's changed around a bit here. Not sure what's going on here. So adoption is up and to the right. The T-share rate is up and to the right. This is beautiful, and of course it makes it more expensive to get X. The payouts have been spectacular at the moment on the X payouts, just gorgeous. So really good data pickups on T-shares, really quite cheap at the moment. And of course, this is the global 15-year view of stakes. We're going to zoom into the first 6 months and see how supply is reducing. Of course, we've got a couple of these stakes here. This one here, 500, 300, 400, sorry, and 567, all restaked recently from the end of last year. And of course, they'll all expire at that time. That gives us, by the time we get to the end of February, 340,000 T-shares. I mean, we've got 10.6 million in play. Then, of course, after 9th of May, we've got this 1 billion candle. Expecting Pulse Chain to launch somewhere in here. Somewhere in here is expecting that's the earliest period. Let's have a look at the Whalebot. 1.7 million hex sold 22 hours ago. What else we got? 2.8 million hex in state after 426 days. Just slightly early there with the ROI 9.5%. The 11 hours ago, 1.7 million sold. And 860 sold, was bought, sorry, version 3 8 hours ago. That's nice to see some buying there. 2.5 million in stake a bit earlier too. Looks like similar to the other one we saw early in stake. And then 2 hours ago, 1.5 million sold 2 hours ago. So only 3 whales they're selling, a relatively modest amount, but of course with the sentiment of a lot of the retail plebs, it's likely to go down. Let's jump over to Pulse Chain. Obviously, we're waiting for this, biggest airdrop in history, biggest yield farming in history, super fast, super cheap, and the fastest way to mass adoption. We're looking forward to this. And of course, the Pulse Chain testnet 2 is running 3.2 second blocks. Very, very cool. And 537,464 transactions so far. Looks pretty nice. Can't wait for it. Let's go. So the PulseX sacrifice, of course, there's looking at 943.2 million US dollars on the e-chain alone. Very, very cool. And of course, we've just clicked over a day. So we've got before 5% increase, you've got 23 hours and 33 minutes to go. And the current rate is 10,000 points per $1.89. So pretty cool on that. And you can see we're still early days, but we are starting to climb up there, getting towards $2 there, almost twice as much as it cost you back on the 9th of January there. Very, very cool. Let's jump over to the PulseX.info site. If you want to sacrifice, PulseX.info is the place to do it. And of course, Ethereum chains and related chains use this address. And if you're using Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and other addresses, use the 3-step method to do that. Very, very cool. Let's jump over to PulseX leads. Of course, we're at 987.5 million on that includes Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon. So very, very cool. We also have the estimate with volume bonus, just under 17 trillion at the moment. That excludes the origin account, which we are expecting to come in at the later phase of the sacrifice. You can see that the multiplier estimates are added in, sacrifice point estimated. Very, very cool. We now have 116,803 wallets. Very nice over those 3 chains. And let's have a look at the end of day statistics for day 24. So that's just under $2 million, 1,966,000. And of course, now we're in day 25, folks, and we've already got 14,000 so far. And this probably be a little bit suppressed with the market going down. So expect that to have a little bit of impact like it did yesterday. Very, very cool. Let's quickly check Richard Hart. Richard Hart is looking possibly 35 minutes ago, or maybe it's maybe a bit longer now, to do a live stream. So he may actually be live by the time you're watching this. Hard to tell, but that's very, very exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Catch me later on in about 2 hours' time for the PulseX live show. It will be pretty cool for day 24 results and live results for day 25. Going to be pretty fun. All right, catch you then. Subscribe, like, and share, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.